Hello, Julisa here, coming to you from New Hampshire to talk about perimenopause. Yes, perimenopause. So many of you ladies are struggling with perimenopause, and it's so much fun. So much fun. Some display no symptoms, others display a substantial amount of symptoms, and then there are those in the middle that here and there these symptoms just come and go. For me, yo, I just got to share about me because I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. I call my doctor. I'm going to see a doctor first and foremost before you tell me you need to get on HRT. I'm looking into it. But let's go back to tell a little story about Julisa Medina as a woman, 50 years old, dealing with perimenopause and feeling like I'm going to jump out of my skin. How many of you feel like you want to jump out of your skin sometimes? How many of you feel, that 1 minute you're positive, you're outgoing, you're great, and then the next, you're crying over something minute, or you're feeling anxiety, or you're feeling this sense of overwhelmness, or you feel like you want to punch something. Oh yeah. Men too, listen, because if your woman is dealing with perimenopause, please be kind to her. Give her grace, because her body is going through all these changes. She doesn't like it. I know I don't like it. I don't like feeling this way. I'm the most positive, outgoing person. But there are times I want to jump out of my skin. And I never talk about this, but I know so many women are struggling with this. I want to punch something. I want to scream, and I allow myself to scream. I start crying for no apparent reason. And I just allow myself to cry and release. And I know that I reach into my invisible toolbox and take out what helps me, which is dancing, exercising, being in nature, and especially moving my body helps me. I've tried so many other things and it doesn't help. And I know HRT is supposed to help me, but right now I'm not on it. And this past week has been rough. It's been rough for me. There are times I'm crying right now because I just get so emotional. This morning I felt so angry. I felt like I was all over the place. ADHD is a real thing during perimenopause. And then I'm thinking to myself, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh my God. And then I stop for a moment and I say, okay, Julisa, just focus. And then the tears start coming down. And that anger starts rising. And I feel it in my chest, and the anxiety. And it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. And I know I'm not alone. How many of you want to join the perimenopause girl gang? Because it's not a fun gang. It's not. But I feel like women coming together to empower each other and support one another can help each other on this journey of our body going through all these changes and all these hormones and losing estrogen, and how it affects us mentally, physically, and emotionally. On Sunday, someone said something to me, and I allowed it to impress upon me. And I started lingering about the conversation. I got emotional and cried, and I said, I need to be by myself for a moment. All I wanted to do was punch something. I wanted to punch something to feel better. And I said, nope, just breathe in through your nose and out. And breathing techniques helps me immensely. I know I'm not alone in this. So many women are dealing with this perimenopause. Fun thing that we get to have, we'll get to go through. And then on Sunday, I just cried. And I felt angry, and I was trying not to express my anger to the people around me, because sometimes you get angry and you lash out on other people and you don't mean to. It's how you're feeling internally, and you just want to jump out of your skin. And it's so frustrating, so frustrating. How many of you women, ladies out there, struggle with perimenopause? And if you are postmenopause, do you still struggle with symptoms? Struggle with symptoms of anger, sadness, depression, anxiety, ADHD, and more. Some people display frozen shoulder syndrome, thankfully. Thank God. I don't have wood to knock on, but whatever. Thank God I don't have that. And I'm going to put the intention and the energy out there that I never will. But I do struggle with other things. I do struggle with, I started gaining some weight. And I never wanted to share that. I started gaining weight in my abdominal region. I'm a person that has been known to be always fit, the fitness competitor and the fitness pro and training clients. And I started displaying adipose tissue around my abdominal region. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't like this. So I started doing a bunch of research on this, and it has to do with our cortisol levels and visceral fat. And stress can cause you to gain weight. And sometimes with perimenopause, our cortisol levels are up and down. You can have a drink, you could take whatever, but it's about how you choose to heal yourself and feel internally, and how you choose to work towards not stressing yourself out. Because sometimes I do. I feel myself being stressed out and my cortisol raising, and then feeling out of sorts and feeling like I'm not in my body. And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. But I've learned that certain foods can, and I've been doing more research and stuff that I was aware of foods can cause inflammation, and just trying to be mindful of what I eat, what I listen to, who I surround myself with. When I feel myself getting angry and my cortisol levels rising, I take a moment to myself, talk to God, do my breathing techniques, which calm me down, or I put some Afro music on YouTube and I start dancing, because movement helps me. Does movement help you? Moving my body and dancing and working out helps me immensely. Walking. And I've noticed, because I've been shifting certain things, because my abdominal region was growing. Plus, I found out, and this is TMI, I have two bilateral cysts in my ovaries, which can cause your abdominal region to protrude. So I've been doing research on that and trying to not consume foods that will inflame me, but I'm visually seeing the 10 centimeter, which is the size of an egg fruit, bilateral cysts release out of my body. Release, because I don't want surgery. Yes, I'm going off on a different topic, but I wonder if getting cysts is kind of a precursor to, or kind of in alignment with, or a symptom of perimenopause, because they're finding out more and more symptoms of perimenopause. There's like over 50 symptoms that a woman can struggle with. And sometimes men don't understand. I'm grateful that I have someone in my life that understands, but I know other women don't. And sometimes I wonder if he's like, oh my God, she's dealing with this again, because I don't ask. Because it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me in my own body to cry, to get angry, to feel this anxiety, to not feel myself. That I have to take a moment and just pray and ask God to guide me, because it is so frustrating. So frustrating. I promised myself I wouldn't come on here and cry, but I'm more emotional now, too. It's like sometimes it's like I can't, it's almost like you don't control yourself, you control your body. But I've learned to control my anger. Sometimes I punch a pillow because it helps. Or I have boxing gloves in my vehicle. Or I do the breathing techniques, or I go for a walk, work out, but sometimes I get depressed. And I'm a mental health advocate. I'm a woman who has overcome so many obstacles, and I have overcome the depression from my past and the things that had happened to me. And now I'm going through this stage in my life. I'm sometimes not feeling myself. And I come on social media because I'm doing good, feel great, and because I want to spread love, joy, and kindness. But there are times I'm struggling internally. I'm an empowerment coach. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a mental health advocate. And I say to myself, I can't share this with anybody. I can't tell people what I'm feeling, because what are they going to think? And then today I realized I don't care what they think anymore, because I'm not the only one who is struggling with not feeling themselves. Not feeling like you just want to jump out of your skin. Feeling lost and feeling as if, why me? But it's not why me, because I know there are many women out there struggling with this. They may not have a lot of the symptoms that I have, and some may have more than me. And I spoke to a friend the other day. She doesn't struggle with this. Some of my friends don't. But I know there are others that do. And I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone on this journey. You are not alone. Imagine if we did the perimenopause girl gang. Coming together, sharing our stories, and empowering each other on this journey of our continuous growth and choosing not to give up on ourselves because of our hormones that really mess with us mentally, physically, and emotionally. And for those of you ladies, I've had clients come to me. They're like, oh my God, this is so frustrating. This is on the topic of gaining weight. Ladies, I love you. talk to your doctor. It could be a thyroid issue. It could be your hormones. It could be the visceral fat growing around your abdominal region. It could be some of people want to do all that, but then again, they're not thinking working out. Weightlifting helps, especially for your bone density as we get older. Eating the right foods to help nourish your body. Feeding your mind. Talking to God. Sleep is key. And more. If you want to talk, let's talk. How about this perimenopause girl gang? Maybe call it something else. PG. Perimenopause girl gang. PGG. That's a great PGGG. Let's do this together. And I'm going to keep smiling, even though sometimes I feel like I'm going to jump out of my skin. I'm going to keep spreading love, joy, and happiness because I know so many people are struggling in silence. Men and women are struggling. So choose to be kind. And comment if you really, perimenopause, menopause, if you're still struggling and what symptoms do you have? And if you have a partner who supports you on this journey, because I know I was talking to my mom the other day. She didn't know anything about perimenopause, and I caught her in the laundry room when I was a teenager crying, and I asked her why she was crying. And she's like, I don't know why. Because she was struggling and there was no resources to help her. And that my dad didn't understand. He just thought she was being a bitch. But the more men now that understand that women of a certain age, they could start at the age of 35, can start displaying symptoms until in their 50s. You got to understand what a woman's going through. You don't know how it affects us hormonally and how emotional it could be. If you do have a man that supports you, that is incredible. Keep that man, because so many people don't understand. Even women who don't display these symptoms or any symptoms, they don't understand it because they're not going through it physically. Not just physically, mentally and emotionally. Shit. It's frustrating. Ah! Just scream, let it out. Sometimes I scream and it feels good. And I want to, or I just punch the air. I do shadow boxing and that feels good, and kicking, and just, it just feels amazing. What are the tools that you use that helps you to move forward during this time of perimenopause and while you're having all of these freaking symptoms? I know I'm consuming more protein, collagen, healthy nutrients, eating right. Sometimes I don't eat as good because I like my chips, but I gotta stay away from that too because of the cyst in my ovaries. It's not one thing, it's another. But I'm just thankful that God allows me to still be living in this body. I'm grateful that I get to move forward in life. I'm grateful that I get to share my journey, and hopefully it will empower and inspire just one person. You are amazing. You are strong. You are powerful, and you are extraordinary. Choose not to give up on yourself. I'm sending you lots of love, ladies. And if you youngins hear all this, you'll be there one day. So be prepared. Sending you lots of love. Mwah. Share this if this feels aligned. And comment below that you've actually heard this. Say hashtag Julisa.